There is a goal from this World Cup that had no business standing. Every rule said reverse it. The linesman knew. The referee knew. 70,000 people packed inside that ground knew. And it stood anyway. Not because anybody missed it. Not because the cameras let it slip through. But because some moments in football get bigger than any rule ever written down. And that afternoon, the whole planet watching, a referee made a call that was never his to make. Nobody with the authority to stop him moved a muscle. This is the goal that changed the tournament, and the people running this sport have never given anyone a straight answer about what actually went on. The 2026 World Cup came with a promise attached. Bigger, cleaner, harder to manipulate than anything that came before. 104 games, 48 nations, the most advanced refereeing operation the sport had ever put on a pitch. Automated offside, a match ball transmitting data 500 times a second, 19 officials assigned to every single game. FIFA spent 4 years in front of cameras, telling anyone who would listen that human error deciding football matches was finished. The system would catch what mattered. Nothing like this would ever get through again. That turned out not to be true. It happened in the round of 16. A match nobody had circled on the calendar as one that would matter this much. 2 countries, 1 quarter-final berth, $30 million in prize money resting on 90 minutes. The delivery came from the left, low, hard, driven fast across the face of goal. The striker got there first, his arm got there before he did. Every camera in that stadium picked it up. Every single angle showed the same picture. The assistant on the far side had his flag up before the ball had finished moving in the net. The VAR room had already logged the call before the referee had turned around. It was not a close one, flag up, no goal, restart. Then things stopped making any sense. The referee crossed to the pitchside monitor, stood in front of it for 47 seconds, walked back to the center of the pitch, pointed to the center spot. Goal given. One half of the ground went up like they had already won the thing. The other half did not move. The VAR team said nothing publicly. FIFA said nothing publicly. The opposing manager went onto the pitch and had a red card shown to him before he had finished his first sentence. The game went on. That goal held up. It decided the match. It put one country on a plane home they were never meant to be on and sent another into the last 8 of the biggest tournament in the world. Here is what that moment was actually worth when the numbers get put on it. The side that went through picked up a minimum of $30 million more in FIFA prize money just by reaching the next round. Sponsorship contracts with quarter-final clauses activated the second the whistle went. Television rights in their home country jumped overnight. Shirt sales doubled inside 2 days. The country that went home lost every single one of those things. Their federation had already drawn up a financial plan built around going further. Every figure in that plan was dead before the players had reached the tunnel. A head coach was out of a job within 3 days. Players who had given 4 years of their career to reach this point sat at home watching the tournament carry on without them, while the team that replaced them kept advancing. One call, 47 seconds at a monitor. The financial damage across both federations ran into hundreds of millions once the full picture came in. Here is what almost nobody has actually said out loud. FIFA's own protocol is clear. VAR overturns a decision only when the error is clear and obvious. That referee stood at the screen for 47 seconds. A clear and obvious error gets confirmed in 4, maybe 5 at the outside. 47 seconds is not clarity. 47 seconds is a man who is not sure. And the protocol covers that too. When certainty is absent, the original call holds. The original call was the flag, no goal. By the rules FIFA wrote themselves, that goal had no right to stand. It stood. When journalists pushed for an explanation, FIFA put out a statement 3 sentences long. The referee had reviewed the footage. He was satisfied with his decision. End of statement. 3 sentences. For a call that ended a country's World Cup. For a call that moved hundreds of millions of dollars from one federation to another in real time. 3 sentences and the door closed. This was never really about one goal. It is about what this tournament becomes when the pressure gets high enough. FIFA built an entire operation to take individual human judgment out of the moments that carry the most weight. And at the moment that carried the most weight, one person stood at a screen for 47 seconds and made the whole operation pointless. The technology had already given the answer. The assistant had already given the answer. The written protocol had already given the answer. None of it changed anything. Because at a World Cup, when everything is sitting on one result and the cameras are running and billions of people are watching, it still comes down to one person on a pitch making a call that nobody is going to challenge out loud because the tournament does not stop, and there are still games to play. FIFA did not build a system to get rid of human error. They built a system that made human calls look like they had been checked by something more reliable than a human. And on that day, that system was used to let something through that the rule book does not allow. The goal stood. The next round draw went ahead. And somewhere right now, in a federation office, someone is sitting with that 47-second clip on a screen trying to understand what the referee could possibly have seen that made any of that justifiable. If you think that goal should never have counted, put it below in the comments. And if you want to keep seeing what this tournament actually looks like underneath the surface, subscribe. Because that goal is not the only call from this World Cup that falls apart when you look at it properly.